So we are in the introduction of Sidur Zichron Dovid, and we are just in the end of the introduction. We're going to start today the morning routine, Bezrat Hashem. But let's finish the introduction first.
In conclusion, like all learning of Torah and Kabbalah, there are levels upon levels, details upon details, and each concept must be studied deeper and deeper. Therefore, what is written here is to spark your interest and light up your curiosity. The purpose of this is to open your eyes and mind to more profound concepts that are involved in Kabbalah and prayer. This may be familiar in the approach or a different perspective. Regardless, look at this as a new start to the lifelong journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth.
Okay. So, I really think that the words are speaking for themselves here, but the point is that we're not done with it. It's like it gives a certain like beginning point, it gives a certain way of starting this journey, and there's something that is like constant process of learning, right? As much as we are getting more and more involved with those concepts, so we can discover the depths of them, right? When after someone is starting to use those methods and techniques of meditation, and then, for example, if he goes to a certain class of a rabbi that it gives some kind of a deeper insight of one of those concepts, so automatically it will have much more meaning for this person, right? Any extra understanding that you're coming with into those meditations, it will apply and come in to your meditation. Okay? It's not that's it. That is the starting point. Yeah? From there you can take it onwards and bring in whatever it is that you're involved with. People that are involved with the Chassidut can bring in the concepts of Chassidut and integrate them within the meditations that are brought here. Right? Someone that is involved with the learning of whatever, Ramchal, different rabbis that are giving different introductions about those subject matters, all of that can be applied here, right? Okay, let's continue.
As you discover more, your understanding will be deepened, and the more you will feel your unique inner soul powers, thus bringing new life to your praying experience and connecting to higher levels of consciousness. Thereby, you will be able to repair more and more of the upper worlds and bring the final redemption speedily in our days.
Right. So, there's many people that are speaking about the redemption with different angles, but all of those different appearances of the people are speaking about, the external appearances of it should be this way, it should be that way, but whatever way it will appear externally, the inner meaning of that, of redemption, is connecting to Hashem. So whatever is helping anyone to connect to Hashem, that's exactly bringing the redemption, right? Because this is the meaning of redemption is that the whole creation is in the highest level of connecting with Hashem. As much as we can apply that in ourselves and inspire others to connect themselves to Hashem, so that's the way of bringing all the good stuff of the redemption, right? There is people that are involved with all kinds of other things that are more external of whatever, like getting the clothing of the Kohanim for the Beit HaMikdash and all kinds of things like that, which is beautiful. I have nothing against it, but I'm just saying that the inner meaning of that, for me, that's what I feel is the highest priority, and it is much easier in a way to ignore it and to be involved and busy with the external things. But as we know, Chazal is telling us, Rahman Ali, Hashem wants our heart, right? So to do all kinds of different things of growing goats and sheep to sacrifice and so on, okay, it can be done as well, but as long as you're not ignoring the inner task of finding your personal connection with Hashem, so that's fine. You can do whatever. You can do in the external world, you can do many good things. But just remember to have a space of time and physical space that is only to connect with Hashem. And that's what prayer is about. Right? That's the best place to practice all of those concepts, is when we're praying to Hashem. Okay?
Finally, with Zichron Dovid, we are one step closer to the ultimate goal and vision, to make conscious prayer, Jewish meditation, available in many languages and the different nusach of prayer of the Jewish nation. As the final redemption draws near...
So the meaning here is, like, it's in English and it's Sephardic, but the idea, the vision is that it will be with all kinds of different languages, with all the different nosachim, Ashkenaz, Sfard, everything. Maybe also for the Yamanites, they have like a special nosach, whatever. That it will be available for all of Am Yisrael, wherever they are, whatever language they speak, as accessible as possible. That everybody will be able to really connect with Hashem in their own unique way and language and nosach.
As the final redemption draws near, the reality may be that Jews who are not in the way of Torah will be left behind. Therefore, it is imperative to pray for our fellow Jews to return to the path of Torah, so that the entire Jewish nation will see the coming of the Mashiach, and the building of the final temple speedily in our days. Blessings from King David, Mount Zion, Old City, Jerusalem, Israel.
Baruch Hashem. Right. So this last paragraph is basically to say that, except of our own needs, whenever we are praying to Hashem, we should also use the opportunity that we are already praying to Hashem, and to think broadly, not only about ourselves and about our needs, to pray to you about all of Am Yisrael, all of the world, all of the creation, that everything will connect to Hashem, and the revelation of all of those things. So, right, the redemption, as I just said, is, as far as I understand, is starting from the inner connection. But then, yes, we want that it will be shown also externally, right? So it's starting from something internal, personal connection, and then it should be expanded outwards, and to enclose as much as we can the whole creation, right?
I don't know. Praying is good for the redemption, but it's like if somebody wants to get married, they could just like sit in the room and pray all day to get married, but it's also about like actions, about going out and doing. So I believe in praying, but I also believe that we could all also turn the volume up and like go out and do things that'll bring the redemption sooner also.
I agree, 100%. And that's what I'm doing when I'm printing this siddur. Exactly, I agree. But I'm just saying that, like, and for every person, to be able to go out, to find the strength, the inner strength, to go out and do things outside, is first of all to find the connection inside. Yeah. Right? After a person have his own personal connection, so he have the reason, like what is going to say when he's going out, right? So I think that's basically the same thing. There's no contradiction there. Okay, so now Baruch Hashem, we have the privilege to start the morning routine, even though it's night time. But if we're not now, when? So we're starting now, and B'ezrat Hashem, with the help of Hashem, planning to go through all of those thick siddur, 1,000 pages long, B'ezrat Hashem. We're not going to read all the prayers, just the explanations of the English here. Okay.
Morning routine. Upon waking, even before washing of the hands, say Modani. After saying the words, you should wash your hands immediately without a blessing. According to the Zohar, you should wash your hands at your bedside, as it is forbidden to walk without washing the hands in the morning. Therefore you should prepare a vessel for the washing of the hands and a receptacle to wash into, and cover the water that you will use to wash. After washing the hands, go to the bathroom and relieve yourself It is forbidden to say blessings or words of Torah until you have relieved yourself in the bathroom.
Okay. If somebody doesn't have to go to the bathroom, he can say the bracha immediately al netilat yadayim. Yeah. If he's not naked and he have like a kippah, so he can say the bracha. But when someone have to go to the bathroom, so the halacha says go to the bathroom first, and then when you're going out of the bathroom, then you wash the hands again, and then you can say the bracha of al netilat yadayim and asher yatzah, as we have further on here in the siddur.
From the mitzvah of washing the hands in the morning until putting on the talit and tefillin, meditate that this mitzvahs correspond to the external aspects of the world of Asiyah. The last Tay of the name Yud Kei Vav Kei.
Okay, so we want, like, this is the basic meditation for the world of Asiyah. So all of those meditations are based on this chart in the beginning of the siddur. Yeah? This chart here with the Yud Kei Vav Kei. So if you have that in mind, so you can see how that is applied here. When we're starting the morning routine, we can already remember the worlds and the name of Hashem and all of those wonderful concepts that we are speaking about, right? So all of that comes into action. Everything comes into. That's today everything is go by by apps. So this is the Jewish meditation app application. We want to use those terms as an application in our spiritual life.
Coming soon to your iPhone. If someone sleeps before midnight or is awake until after midnight and then goes to sleep, an evil spirit rests on them. Therefore, when they rise, they must wash their hands with a blessing. Toldot 13. Because they have...
When the B-I-C here is Ben Ish Chai. Okay, this is translation of the Ben Ish Chai in Torah. Yeah.
Because they have impurity on their hands, before they wash them, they should not touch their body or food or drinks. If they stayed up all night, then they wash their hands without a blessing.
Okay, so there is like all kinds of what is called in the halacha ruach ra'ah. So we translate it here as evil spirit, even though I don't like to use those terms because other people are using them in different ways. But so maybe we'll just say we stay with the ruach ra'ah that is stated in the Hebrew. So the question is, like, when does it come? It comes when a person went to sleep, comes at midnight, comes dawn. So there's different opinions, and it might be that it's all true and there's no contradiction, either of those possibilities. So that's why we're doing the netilat yadayim without the bracha anyhow. But if we have all of that together, so then we are also doing the netilat yadayim and also saying bracha, right? That's the idea behind it. But the point of the matter is that we want to purify ourselves as much as we can, right? So the first thing that we are able to do is to wash hands, right? The washing of the hands is something that is basically available to everybody today in the world. It used to be that people had to go to the well and take water, and it would be like a big thing to have water for washing of the hands, right? The whole story about Rabbi Akiva, that he was going to jail of the Romans, and the one thing that he was worried about, that he will have water to wash his hands. He didn't worry about food or like water to drink, but he was worried about having water to wash his hands. So today, Baruch Hashem, we have this privilege that we just open the tap and the water is coming. Baruch Hashem, right? It's a big kindness of Hashem to us. So we have to take this privilege and to use it, right? If someone is able to jump into the mikveh right away when he's waking up, even better. I have a friend, he made himself a mikveh that is like less than 4 amot from his bed. He wake up, he jumps into the mikveh. Wow. If you can do that, Baruch Hashem, good for you. But for the first thing is to wash the hands.
There's opinions differing on this idea of staying up all night. That some say, I understand that some say that you can say the blessing after.
I'm not trying to cover all of the opinions here. Also Ashkenaz, but definitely according to the Arizal and the Rashash, the halacha is not to say bracha if you didn't sleep through the night.
Okay. Be sure that your hands are dry before beginning to wash them. The order of washing the hands in the morning, as well as after going to the bathroom, is to lift the vessel for the water with the right hand and to hand it over to the left hand. Then the left hand pours the water on the right hand. Then you put the vessel down and pick it up with the right hand. And pour
this point is Ben Ish Chai. Okay, the Ben Ish Chai says between each time you wash like two hands, you put it down and then you pick it up again. Okay, so that's a unique like point that the Ben Ish Chai brings.
Yeah.
It's not brought down in the Arizal. It's not brought down in the Shulchan Aruch. Okay, but the halakhot in this Sidur is according to the Ben Ish Chai, so that's what he writes.
The hand then hand it to the left and pour it on the right. Continue in this manner until you have washed each hand 3 times. Sometimes it happens that the water will not reach the area next to the little finger, so you should be careful to turn this hand in all directions when you're washing. When finished, you put the vessel down and rub the hands together at least 3 times. Then hold your hands open in front of you as if you were receiving a present at the height of your face, pointing with the fingers upwards, elbows in, and immediately start saying the blessing of Al Netilat Yadayim.
Okay, so really to do this washing of the hands properly, it takes a lot of water. Most of the people they are not like pouring, and while they are pouring, they are moving the hand. The water will touch all directions of the hand, because then you have to be very very precise and you know to make the right measurement of pouring on each hand, that you will have enough water in the vessel that it will be like 3 times, and with it's not so simple. I've been by a big rabbi once that he prepares for himself like 2 vessels of Netilat Yadayim for every morning. So because one is not enough. If you're doing it with all of this 3 times on each hand and every time to move it, it takes a lot of water. So if you want to do it this way, which is the proper way to do it, so you have to prepare like more than the regular amount of water. Okay, if somebody is feels that it's too much for him, so at least to have the to pour enough water each time that it will cover the whole hand. Even if you're not moving it while you're pouring, but at least that it will be enough water that it can cover the hand.
So what's more important, the three times or covering the whole hand?
Okay, so the 3 times, if you're already asking, so there's a Gemara in Masechet Shabbat that says that this ruach ra'ah that is resting on the hands is jumping from one hand to another until we are washing the hands 3 times. So if somebody didn't have 3 times, so he still have the ruach ra'ah on his hands. Okay, so we should do it 3 times, and
maybe you'll still have some ruach ra'ah on your little finger then.
No, we want to remove everything, but I'm saying if you want to do all of that, so you have to prepare a lot of water. That's my point.
Opinion about, a Kabbalistic opinion about doing it 4 times, washing the hands 4 times.
The Vilna Gaon says to do it 4 times.
Not your tradition.
It's not my tradition. The Arizal says 3 times, so I'm following that.
Okay. When pouring water on the hand, make sure all of the fingers and the hand up to the wrist have been covered with water. Any other way of washing will not remove the evil spirit. It must be done as above, alternately pouring on each hand 3 times.
Okay. By the way, you don't have to have the special cup for washing of the hands. It can be even a cup like that. Yeah, it's not enough water, but theoretically, if you don't have a big cup like we're using for the negavasa, for the netilat yadayim, so you can have a bucket of water, of the pure water, and an empty bucket, and then every time to take a cup and to put it on one of the hands. Yeah, it's also valid, and it's a halachic okay.
Problem of contaminating if you touch a bucket of water though. Like you touch.
No, you take it with the handle.
Okay.
And you dip
make
it
sure
inside.
that
You feel it.
Make sure that your hand doesn't go into the water. Though.
Okay, fine. But I'm just saying that like
I agree.
you need to have like enough water, and you need to have a vessel that is completed, no cracks, no holes, that the edges are even. That's like there's many laws of halakhot on Netilat
How
Yadayim.
narrow it has to be a certain opening of it also.
It can be narrow a little bit in the opening, but it have to be wide enough that you can pour the amount of water that will cover the hand. So if it is like tiny hole, like a small, so then it won't be enough. It's just.
I learned that like a Coke bottle, you can't, it wouldn't work. So,
Okay.
That's because of the small.
Yeah.
It's not. I didn't see it brought
I'm
down.
not
But
saying a lot because there's so many opinions. On all this
yeah,
stuff.
there's many opinions about it. But the point is that every pouring of water on the hand should be covering the hand to the wrist.
Sure.
That's the idea.
Tune in into our Smicha program for more information.
Yes. We just got to halakhot v'netilat yadayim in the Smicha program in 5:30 to 7. So whoever wants to learn all about halakhot netilat yadayim is welcome.
Laws of Berakhot Shachar.
Yeah.
The time of Berakhot Shachar is from midnight onwards. Therefore, whoever sleeps and rises before midnight should not recite the morning blessings immediately, but should wait for midnight and then recite them. However, he should say Modeani and the blessings of the Torah. If it is already close to Chatzot, he should sing praises to Hashem until midnight, and then recite all the blessings in their regular order.
Okay, so also each one of the points here can be discussed in length. There's many opinions on like each point here. So I don't want to stretch it too much, but the point of the matter is that what the Ben Ish Chai wrote here, that we translated, is according to the Rashash, that the day starts from midnight onwards. So then that's the time of Berakhot Shachar. Okay, that's according to the Rashash. Even though it's called Berakhot Shachar, so you would think that the time for Berakhot Shachar is the Halot Shachar, right, dawn. But that's a clear source for that in the Rashash, that the time for Berakhot Shachar is from midnight. So according to that, all of the Berakhot from Netilat Yadayim until the end of Berakhot Torah can be said right after midnight. Okay? The point that we mentioned here to say the Berakhot Torah before midnight is when a person he wants to learn Torah until midnight. Yeah, let's say he woke up 11 o'clock and he have a whole hour. So, right, what can you do? You have like an hour. Like there's there's nothing else to do except of praising Hashem or learning Torah, right? So one thing you can do is to praise Hashem. If you want to learn Torah, so you have to say the Berakhot Torah, even though it's before midnight. Okay, that's what is the Ben Ish Chai is saying here. That after you sleep, so it's already hefsek. You broke from the previous Berakhot Torah, and now you have to say another Berakhot Torah to be able to learn again, right? So even though it's not midnight yet, but the proper time is to say according to the reason I'm saying. The proper time is from midnight to say all of the brachot on the order until the end of Berakhot Torah.
So you take a nap after Mariv, 30 minutes, you say Modeani.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. If you did not sleep at least a half hour, then after Chatzot, wash your hands, but don't say the Beracha al Netilat Yadayim. If you didn't go to the bathroom, then start from the Beracha Anoten Bina. When you say the morning Berakhot, say the rest of the blessings up until the blessing of Torah. Do not say the blessings of the Torah until after Alot HaShachar. Dawn. Isn't that, I guess, what you just said?
No, it's different. That's the other side. If someone didn't sleep at all, okay, what do you do if you didn't sleep? For example, the night of Shavuot and so on, like different nights that there's many people that they don't sleep, right? So the answer is, according to the Rashash, and that's what also the Ben Ish Chai brings, is we don't say the bracha of al Netilat Yadayim, like we said in the beginning, and the Berakhot Torah, because we didn't sleep, so there was no break from the previous Berakhot Torah. So we're waiting until dawn, and then in dawn is definitely the next day, and then we say the Berakhot Torah then. Okay, that's a tradition according to the Arizal. So we have the ani, right, and then we have the last lines here in this page is the beginning of the meditation for the washing of the hands.
Okay, so I do the modeh?
Yeah.
Okay.
After the modeh, yeah.
In the 13 words of the blessing of washing of the hands, meditate on drawing down from the keter of the world of Asiyah, the flow of the 13 attributes of mercy.
Okay, so as you see in the next page, in the words of Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim, so there's 13 words there, right, that correspond to the 13 attributes, right? So whatever it is that we that you know about the 13 attributes, apply that here. Okay, to discuss each one of them here now it will be like a little bit too long. We did a little bit of them, some of them in Elul, and each one of them is a whole class for itself. But the principle is that it's abundance of mercy that is coming from the highest point, that is called Keter or Arichanpin, if you want to speak about the concept of the Partzufim, and it comes down to the bottom of the Asiyah. So the idea in Netilat Yadayim is generally to remove the judgment, like we spoke about before, to remove the Ruach Ha'ah, right? So also here in the meditation, we want to apply this principle of the 13 attributes and to use it to remove all judgments, that all of the negative powers are getting nourishment from the judgments. So when we are using the water with the meditation of the mercy of the 13 attributes, that is nullifying the possibility of the negative side to receive the nourishment from those judgments that are resting on the hands. Okay? That's the idea.
During the mitzvah of washing the hands in the morning and relieving oneself until putting on the talit, meditate on the external aspects of the world of Asiyah.
Okay, so we said it before, but it should be applied specifically for the Netilat Yadayim.
The last hey of the name of the name.
Right. After washing the hands.
After washing the hands, it is a good custom to say, or at least to think about the following. Making a declaration for the next 24 hours that every time that I use the name of Yud Kei Vav Kei, it has a meaning of past, present, and future as one, and the way that it is said, Adnei, it has a meaning of the master of all. And every time I say the word Elokim, I will have the intention that he is strong and has all the ability, and he is the master of all forces.
Okay, so lechatchila, we should have these meditations every time we're saying Hashem's name, every time we're saying Elokim, and that is halakha. That's brought in the Shulchan Aruch, yeah, before Kabbalah. This is like simple Shulchan Aruch, Pshat Shulchan Aruch. But the reality is that for many people it's very hard to meditate on anything and to think about something when they are saying over the whole long prayer that have many times the name of Hashem, many times Elokim. So every time to remember to meditate on those concepts. So for some people it's very challenging. So for this reason, there is this possibility that Ben Ish Chai and other tzaddikim brings to have this declaration. So it's like making a condition. Every time I will say this is the meditation that should be applied in that. Okay? If you can actually think about it while you're saying it, obviously it's better. But to cover yourself, you can say this declaration, and even if you don't say that, you can just meditate on that, and that's also good.
A segula before going to the bathroom, so that one does not think about Torah there, is to say, respect yourselves, holy ones, the servants of Hashem. Guard me, help me. Wait here for me to go in and come out, because this the way of human beings.
Okay. So this is a translation of a prayer that is brought down in the Tur, and there's Masechet Berakhot, and is brought down in the Tur. The Mishnah Berurah says that, not only the Mishnah Berurah, but there is Mishnah Berurah brings it, there is an opinion that we don't have this high level that the angels are like escorting us through our life. So therefore, we don't have to say that. Okay, that's what the Mishnah Berurah brings. So, but even if you take this approach, I'm not coming to argue with anyone. Yeah, even if you take it as approach, it doesn't say that you're not allowed to say that. Yeah, and if you do say that, so according to the Mekubalim, that's a skula not to think about Divrei Torah in the bathroom. So everybody knows it's a prohibition to think about Divrei Torah in the bathroom. So that's a possibility to say that. Okay, I will say it in Hebrew, that you will hear the words in Hebrew. התכבדו המכובדים ואל תיכנסו איתי לפנים, עזרוני, שמרוני, כי זו דרכם של בני אדם. המתינו לי שיכנס בית זה, כי זו דרכם של בני אדם. Okay, this is the phrase in Hebrew. If anyone wants to say that, there is a possibility. The Mishnah Berurah says not to say that, but whatever you decide to follow, fine.
Just thinking about it does anything, or you actually have to say this one?
The segula is to say it out.
Right. You just think about it.
You can think about it, but if you think about it, you have to think about not thinking about when you entering the bathroom, because then you think about the Divrei Torah in the bathroom. The whole purpose is not to do that.
When going to the bathroom, one should be modest. He should reveal only what is necessary. If he has the reason to believe his clothes will get dirty, he should remove whatever is necessary.
Okay, so there is people that for some reason they think that when they're in the bathroom, so there's no like rules of modesty, but that's obviously a mistake. And we should know that Hashem is with us everywhere we go, and to try as much as we can to be modest in all our ways, even when we're taking a shower, even in the bathroom, whatever it is. Whatever is necessary, but not more than that.
Ideally, one should not speak in the bathroom. However, if it is of great necessity, then he is permitted. Man is not permitted.
Yeah, fine.
Man is not permitted to pray if he has excrement in the place it comes from. Therefore, one must clean himself, either with water, wet wipes, or toilet paper. Every time man goes to the bathroom, he should wash his hands with a vessel, just as he does in the morning upon rising. However, he does not recite the blessing of Natilat Yadayim, because it only needs to be said one time in the morning and before eating bread.
Okay. It's clear, or we needs
clear.
After going number two, the bathroom is referring to wash your hands. Does it mean also 6 times, or?
Yeah.
According to the opinion of this opinion, 6 times.
What about if you go katanim? Is it
also
katanim and gedolim 6 times?
Yes.
According to this opinion, yes.
Oh.
Yes. There was I had like big argument about it with some rabbis years ago, and I was pointing them that it's brought down also in the Mishneh and also the Berakhot on the Shulchan Aruch brings it, that after going out of the bathroom, washing hands like washing your hands in the morning. So for me it was like clear, and definitely there's a source for that in the Zohar, that in the bathroom there is also ruach ra. So we want to get rid of the ruach ra of the bathroom, so we're washing hands 3 times. Okay, but I know that unfortunately there is many people that are not doing that. I didn't really understand like what's the reasoning behind it. Why is it like so hard? But whatever, fine. I'm not there to argue.
Our bathrooms aren't filthy and dirty like the bathrooms back then. They're very clean, and the toilet's closed, and there's no urine and anything on it. So
hopefully.
No, I'm saying, well, with kids and stuff.
Well, urine doesn't have.
What?
Urine arguably doesn't have ruach ra.
No,
it's not the same level, but it has something.
So that's
right. In other words, if it's so clean of a bathroom, that's why they're saying.
That's the reasoning.
That's
fine.
the reason.
That's one of the Okay, fine.
Bread is another issue, so maybe with the bread is another issue. So doing 2 should be fine. Maybe according to
do 2 for bread, like 1 2 1 2 for bread. According to the reason also in the bread is 1 2 3 1 2 3.
But for other reasons.
Everything.
After drying his hands, one says a blessing of Asher Yatzar. As one says a blessing, he should focus on the meaning of the words. The blessing is a segula for healing. Another segula with this blessing is as you are saying the blessing, place your hand on the area of the body that needs healing. In the blessing of Asher Yatzar, meditate on the following: Chokhmah Vasiyah, bringing down surrounding lights to the world of Asiyah, and bringing.
Okay, so I will add here, besides that, everybody needs healing, right? Different for different things, for different purposes. So it's known that it's an important segula for healing oneself is to put more intention in this bracha of Asher Yatzar, right? So specifically for someone that needs that tremendously, but even for anyone, to take a moment before starting the bracha and to meditate on this concept of connecting to Hashem and the abundance that comes from Hashem, and that healing is included within that abundance that comes from Hashem. And specifically when we're saying this bracha that have the words of Rofeh, which is to healing, that's our opportunity to meditate on the light of Hashem that is bringing us the healing that we need, right? So take this opportunity. So whatever it is that you need healing for, and I can add even for other people, even if you want to use this opportunity to meditate on bringing healing for someone else, you can also do that.
Touch the part that he needs healing with.
Yeah, because we're all connected, right? So you can use this opportunity if you know about someone else that needs healing, that you want to send him your prayers. So that's also an opportunity for that. So take this opportunity and give it a little bit more time, preparation, and within you saying the blessing, and it can definitely be a very, very significant portion of applying those principles.
Somebody told me that when you do that for refuah, that you don't move, that you stay still.
Not to move when you're saying the bracha.
Yeah. No, they should be still, really still, not like
in every berakhot.
I'm saying
specifically, I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. Right. Generally, when to concentrate when we're moving, so the concentration usually goes down. Right. We're very limited in our ability to concentrate. So if we are still and we are focused, and if we are closing our eyes and so on, all of those different things are helping for our concentration, so where we can apply all of those principles and to really meditate and to connect in a higher level. So for sure, I agree. We'll hold it here, B'ezrat Hashem, for today, and Bli Neder tomorrow to be continued. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen v'Amen.